start. So the other day, I'm out and about driving around down my job, helping one of the other techs with the furniture, or not furniture, appliance. So I stop at the local McDonald's here to get a small coffee, and I'm standing there. This guy walks up, one of the locals that have no place to live, walks up and asks me, "Hey, can you buy me a cheeseburger?" I said, "Oh no, can you give me money for your cheeseburger?" I said, "No, I'll buy you one." "Oh, okay." So I bought him, gonna buy him a cheeseburger. He goes, "Can you make it a double?" I said, "Okay, I'll make it a double, but don't push your luck." So he goes shuffling off. I don't know where. I ordered it. I go up, get my coffee and smell the cheeseburger, and I'm looking around. I can't see the fucker. I see a bunch of homeless people in the corner, but I'm not walking over there because I don't know who the fuck. Anyone can say, "Yeah, that's my cheeseburger," right?
My cheeseburger.
So I stood there, went outside, looked around. Was it there? Ah, fuck him. No, I got a cheeseburger.
Oh my god, he just left?
He just wandered off. He could have been in the corner, but I'm not the fucking server. You want the cheeseburger, come and get it. So
I think he said, "I like the money for something else," and he just said, "I'm going to get money."
Maybe, but he's out of a cheeseburger. I was, even though I try not to eat at McDonald's. I was stuck with a cheeseburger. And then I hear the thing about the onions in the States giving people, Ebola or something.
And someone died. The McDonald's is getting sued actually over it.
Oh wow!
There's a group of people in the U.S. that just wait for anything to come up, and they literally call their lawyer ASAP and start to sue. It's amazing. Yeah. It happened 2 days ago. It was a hamburger. I can't remember which state, but they're linking it to a McDonald's hamburger, and the lawsuit was filed within 24 hours. So
yeah.
No, I'd heard that you can get E. coli from onions at McDonald's, but we still went to McDonald's this lunchtime on our way back from shopping.
Yeah.
So I had a double quarter pounder with cheese.
No.
Extra onions. Thank you very much.
See, that's extra onions. You're pushing it there.
Yeah,
extra.
Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, but you get English onions, not that American shit.
Is this all going in the show, by the way?
Yeah.
I got a milkshake with lunch, and it was one of the most interesting milkshakes I've ever had because I asked for a banana milkshake, and I popped the top off. I thought, that doesn't look like a banana milkshake. I gave it a little bit of smell. I thought, well, it kind of smells a little bit like a banana milkshake. Stuck the straw in. It tasted of strawberry. I thought, what the fuck have they done with this? How have you managed to get all three milkshakes into one cup? So it's sort of like, it smells of banana, tastes of strawberry, but had no flavour, sort of like at the midpoint.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's like they started with strawberry. I thought, oh shit, no, he didn't want strawberry, did he? And then went through vanilla to get to banana. And it's like, how do you do that? Yeah. And but the whole, you think to yourself, what's that? A multi-flavoured milkshake? That sounds really interesting. It was not. It was one of the most bland milkshakes I've ever had in my life. It was like they were threatening flavour, but they never actually went through with it. It's like, this kind of tastes like strawberry, but I can hardly taste the strawberry. This tastes a little bit like banana, but I can hardly taste the banana. It's really weird.
So this wasn't a taste. This was just you don't pay me enough to give a fuck milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they didn't say a single shit about that milkshake. Yeah, nice. It's not like they just sort of like put it under. It's like, oh, I don't know, this one will just like squeezed a load of sugar into it. So basically, I've sort of like consumed about 800 calories worth of sugar.
Oh fuck!
With a slight hint of strawberry stroke, banana stroke, vanilla in it. Yeah.
Wow, ooh-wee, that's a lot of sugar.
Not really a good investment.
No.
But I got halfway down on that, and I thought, this is really bland. I'm not really enjoying this at all. But I'm not going to waste it. So finished it. I thought I could save myself 400 calories here and just not finish this milkshake. But I paid for that milkshake. I'm having it. What the fuck was in it? I do not know.
That was the best stuff when you have no idea.
Yeah, the best food is mystery food.
Mystery food, yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it gives me.
There we go. Mystery food.
See what I get from McDonald's this time around.
Yeah.
Guys, And I'm bringing the party to you.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You big dummy. Oh, great Odin's raven. Say hello to my little friend.
I stepped in a ditch last night, man. I almost froze my balls off, man.
You take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good. What's the problem?
Yeah, Daisy.
Giggity, 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 giggity. Oh, we know what you fear well without.
I'm the doctor.
What's up, guys?
This aggression will not stand, man.
Engage. Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
All right. Okay, let's get the show started. Should we introduce ourselves or just say nah?
Hi, I'm Scott. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy. I
know that guy. If you're tuning in, I'm John, and the guy up and with the accent is Paul. Even though we have the accent to him.
I was going to say, yeah, on my side of the pond, it's you guys that have got the accent.
You fuckers in the colonies are the one with the accent.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
there we go.
Well,
maybe that's better.
I said to my wife, I said, I've got to go and calm the Commonwealth down. You're all over the place at the moment.
Yeah. Well,
King Charles's visit to Australia.
Yeah.
Giving him rubbish.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What was that, Australia?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But,
you're not my king. I think you'll find I am.
Oh. Won't go down too far down that road, but I'd say about a quarter of a century, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Pulp Culture Cafe. Fucking sounds like I got tin cans in my ears. This is season 12, episode 317, I was told. So 317. And, hi. Fuck. All right, so let's just get going. We had our little cold opening there, and then so we're just going to start off with a few things we watched the last little bit. It's amazing. I watched stuff, but it was all the same stuff. Like, I didn't go around jumping all over the place looking for different stuff to watch. So I have a few things, and some of them are going to lead into trailers. So we'll do like we usually. We'll bounce around, but I'll talk about the first one I watched, and as I had tweeted Paul about this one, I really enjoyed this series, Ludwig from the BBC.
Yeah.
So just in case you don't get it, it says it's basically a mystery show. Would you call it a cop drama or?
Yeah, kind of.
A dramedy, maybe drama and comedy.
Yeah, definitely dramedy. Yes, because it's dramedy. It's not full on comedy.
No,
but it's got David Mitchell in it, who is known for his comedic roles.
Yes,
and he does bring comedy to it. But he's the only one that's being funny.
Yeah,
everyone else is being like a real serious policeman or policewoman.
Yeah,
and he's the only one that's getting the laughs because.
So
because of the type of person he is.
Yeah. So his twin brother goes missing. He's a detective, and he goes missing. And his wife finds this mysterious letter telling her to leave and stuff like that. She calls him in. He is a puzzle solver. Do you think looks like he makes puzzles too? Like not for himself, but for publications.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what he does. Yeah. He creates puzzles for newspapers, books, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So she brings him in to go undercover because they're twins to find out the reasons he's missing. And during the series, he accidentally starts getting pulled into crime scenes because that's what he is, right? He's portraying a detective.
Yeah.
And his this is where the comedy comes in. His reaction to the scenes, his having to take on characters, his brothers that he must have like forgot the one scene where he had, oh, the coffee has sugar in it. Oh, yes, I like sugar, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then other stuff. And it deals into his background. Like one time he goes and meets his old professor being bullied, but he really shows how he's learned to stand up to himself, even in those situations. But the overall, I this is the kind of show I want to find now. It's a cop show, but it's not so heavy on cop shows. You know, the thing is humorous. This character out of this person out of place. You know, trying to adjust, trying to figure himself out, and he's in his way of solving. He uses his background on puzzles to solving the crime, and it's only six episodes, and but I checked and it sounds like there's a second series is coming.
I believe so. Yes,
yeah.
I believe they confirmed they're going to do a second season.
Okay, yeah. So what I read at the time is that. The Mirrors said that there was no confirmation, but it'd be almost a sure thing. It done so well. So,
yeah, that's my understanding. Yeah. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. I believe there's going to be a second season.
Yeah.
And I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch a second season.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Because I like David Mitchell anyway. I quite like his sort of awkward British humour. That he's known for, but no, it's kind of predictable in that you could see what was going to happen right in the first episode.
Yeah,
when the missing policeman's wife comes to him because she sends him into the police station dressed as he dresses. He had to take his glasses off and put contact lenses in because she wanted him to go and retrieve some files so they could look through what his investigation was that scared him off.
Yeah,
that's made him just disappear. He told his family, drop everything, get out of the house, and just run.
Yeah,
but she didn't. She's like, no, fuck that. I want to know what's happened. So they send him in, and he's an introvert. He's more of a recluse.
Yes.
He stays inside the house, just writing puzzles, sells them to books and magazines, and that's it. He doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any family. So she sends him into this police station where everyone's really sort of like loud and brash and all, and he's completely out of his depth, absolutely out of his depth. While he's in the office looking for the records to take back to his sister-in-law, his brother's wife, to come and get him because he's a detective inspector, and say, there's been a murder. We need to go to the scene right now. And he shits himself. He's like, do I have to? Yeah, you really do. Take him off. He's complete fish out of water.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. He's absolutely shitting himself all the way through until they start interviewing the suspects. And it's like, hang on a minute. This is a logic problem. Yeah. You've got this number of people. These are your facts. You've got to eliminate the people who couldn't have done it based upon where they were and how long it takes them to get there and who they'd been seen with at such and such a time. And he sort of like starts writing it all down. And he goes through the whole thing. So it couldn't be you. It couldn't be you for these reasons here. It couldn't be you for these reasons. You were over here and you couldn't have done this and all this, that and the other. And it's a massive, big, complicated explanation. He's sort of like, he's like, did you follow all that? And everyone, sort of like all the suspects and all the cops and everyone's looking at him like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Idea. So and then as the series progresses, he gets more and more into it. He starts sort of like, right, come on, let's go out and do this. And like you say, it brings him out of himself. He has real growth and development throughout the series, doesn't he?
Yep, through the series, and then you're like, this is nothing. This is in depth. Having to really think hard. This is just an enjoyable TV series, right?
Yeah.
And
it's like a Sunday evening cop show. It reminded me a little bit of Columbo. I've seen a million cop shows like this where you have a consultant with a gimmick.
Yeah.
Either because they're some sort of super genius, or I've seen one with some woman who's got some sort of photographic memory, and every crime that they end up solving, the clue is specific to their skill set.
Yeah.
So it's kind of predictable in that sense. It's like, well, yeah, of course there's going to be a problem that he's solving. And it's funny because one of the detective sergeants is like, but you need evidence. You've literally just you've just theorized it all out just based upon logic.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence whatsoever. And unfortunately, at the end of every episode, they all admit to it.
Yeah.
They all give a full confession. Like, oh yeah, it was me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's very
like,
based.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was trying to figure how they were gonna, like, unless they, because I don't know how it works in England if they try to finish the series because they're so short. But I was trying how they're going to do this, and I said, okay, yeah, they just simply, he signed that piece of paper, walked out, then they hired him as a consultant to come. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, there was I suppose, a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I think they were kind of hoping they were going to get a second season. Yeah. But they also wrote it up so that there didn't need to be a second season.
Yeah.
You know, this didn't need to be one, but the story can go on.
Yeah.
They didn't resolve everything at the end of it. It can go on. I'm hoping for more. I'm being deliberately vague, because I can highly recommend it. So there's probably a lot of people, including Scott, who have never heard of this, never seen it, never watched it, who probably should give it a go. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know where I had to use other means to find it, because I was going through the internet finding British TV shows to watch.
Yeah.
And it come up.
Be on BritBox?
You'd have to check. I don't know if it's on BritBox or not. Mine was.
I'm not sure about that.
Mine feathered through the air and came to
there
me.
You go.
Yeah, you use like the Underground Railroad to find your British TV shows, don't you?
Yeah, because sometimes I'm not paying $130 for every cable service to get with.
No.
So.
No, I'll tell you what is on BritBox. I noticed they're doing there's a show called Blake 7.
Yes,
very old
I remember
British
that.
sci-fi
Oh,
show.
Yeah.
That was way back. I think probably as far back as the late 70s. I think it probably started, if not mid 70s. Anyway, digress. Now that's coming to Blu-ray next month. The first season's coming to Blu-ray.
Oh, really?
Month. And I think that was on BritBox. That's worth a look, because I used to love Blake 7.
Yeah.
Love Blake 7.
Yeah.
Still remember the finale, the series finale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was massive debate over who lived and who died right at the end.
Oh, really?
It fades to black. Yeah, it fades to black, but not like The Sopranos, where it's just bam, blank, and you're out.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened. There's a standoff right at the end between like the good guys and the bad guys. And there's people getting killed, and you're left with a small number of sort of like the show favourites, if you will. And then it fades to black, and then you just hear a load of gunfire, and then the gunfire gets more and more sparse until it stops entirely, and then it's just silent as the credits finish rolling. And to this day, no one has any idea who survived and who died, or what happened at the end of it. And it's I mean, unheard of. This is like a 70s TV show, you know.
I've seen some of it, and I've seen a few episodes. So those are, I think, when I had BritBox and watched some. I can't remember. Anyways, that's one thing I watch. Which we're going to do a long field. We'll just go around to Scott, because he patiently sat there, picking his nose, just scratching his nose.
Sleep with my eyes open.
Yeah.
Well, this is in the realm of BritBox. It was in France. That's Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead episodes 1 to 4. Have you watched any of them, Paul?
I have. Yes.
All 4?
I believe so. Yes, I have. Episode 4. That ended with in that French farm.
Yes.
The eggs and truffles. Yeah. Again, being vague. Don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Too much.
Too
soon.
That show has been. Well, I like the scenery. I like the new characters. But there was one scene. They tried the Daredevil thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? They tried the Daredevil thing.
That was in episode 3, I think.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And when that fucking flotation device went up the stairs and that guy took it like a cinder block, I said, that is indicative of what's wrong with this season. Now, we can spoil it. They tried to... You've seen Daredevil. You've seen Daredevil. And remember that very famous hallway scene where it was like a 10-minute fight? Yeah. Well, The Walking Dead tried to do something like that with Norman Reedus, bearing in mind that Norman Reedus is 55 and Melissa McBride is 59, and they're both executive producers, and boy does it show in the season. And there's a scene where he's fighting with guys. He grabs a flotation dice, like something you'd have on a boat, and he whips up a set of stairs, and the bad guy takes it like he get hit in the face with a cinder block, and I just laughed my ass off. I couldn't believe. I was thinking to myself, holy crap, did you just try and do Daredevil and put that in there? And again, Melissa McBride, she's 59 and she's manhandling, pulling guys, 250-pound guys out. She's kicking that. That wasn't her leg, by the way, coming out of that doorway. There's no way she did that kick. But one kick to the face and these grown men are falling down unconscious.
Oh, I had exactly the same feeling when I saw that. I thought, now come on.
They're
still doing that these days. One hit to the face and people just fall unconscious.
Yeah,
it was the old Arrowverse stuff when someone gets thrown into a wall and they're unconscious. That's not how it works. No one gets made unconscious by that sort of thing.
And when they tried to do Daredevil, it was a fight, and what made it realistic is that Matt Murdock got his ass kicked. But to see Norman Reedus shuffling around. He was shuffling. He's 55. He's shuffling around, and these young men just falling like dominoes. It was hilarious. But that side of it is probably the downside of it. But overall, I've enjoyed the fact they're in France. It's a nice change of pace. I know when they did the original one, the fact they were in rural Georgia was almost like a character in the show because they're in the swamp and so forth, and added to it. I love the fact that they have all these French landmarks. That I don't know the castle's name. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Funnily enough, my wife does, because I was watching it. She doesn't watch it, but she was just like walking backwards and forwards, and I was sat watching it, and she came in and just said, "Oh, it's Chateau."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a real place. Oh shit!" I thought it was like a matte painting or something.
Yeah. No. It's a real place.
Yeah.
And because if you watch the, I like watching the how they made it afterwards, and I guess that's the first time that my understanding, the first time a TV show has shot there, and they were only allowed doing it certain times a day. But I mean, I love stuff like that because that backdrop was really neat to be able to do that. So that's what I'm enjoying about it. For the acting, for the most part, really good French actors that I'd never seen before, and I was thinking, that's the one good thing about those shows going overseas is you get to see actors that you wouldn't normally see because they haven't left either France or Spain or even the UK sometimes. Yeah. So it was good cast. Well,
the woman, I can't remember her character's name, but I think she's called Clemence Posey, something like that.
Yes.
She's been in loads of stuff. She's been in a lot, because my wife likes watching French and Nordic dramas, and she's been in a lot. I think she was in sort of like one of the original, it's called the Bridge or the Tunnel or something like that, where you've got a dead guy sort of like halfway across sort of like one country and halfway into another country, and they end up arguing over whose jurisdiction. She was in, I forget the name of it, but she was in that. So she's been in a lot of stuff, and there are some good actors in it. But I think we're on the same page here. I mean, just for a second, that Daredevil, I clocked that straight away. It's not like, they're doing a Daredevil, but just not as good. This is sort of like we've got Daredevil at home. So no, you've not.
Yeah,
that's not Daredevil. That's cheap on brand Daredevil. Because I mean, it's just. No, because I nearly started to go off on a tangent then talking about the Daredevil Born Again teaser, but we can talk about that after. Yeah. But just go back to The Walking Dead. I got to the end of the latest episode, and I thought to myself, the credits were rolling, and I thought, this show is really asking for some goodwill, this show is relying so much on us to just look the other way with regards logic,
writing.
And it's just, and it's like, oh my god, because basically, and this is, it's not really a spoiler because you should really be expecting it to happen. So Carol thinks at some point, you know what, I haven't seen Daryl for a few days. I'm going to go and find him. So bearing in mind, she's in, and I think she mentioned something about Utah at one point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know they filmed it in Georgia, but I think they must have been in Utah at that stage of The Walking Dead as life cycle. So she's decided, right, I'm going to go and find Daryl. So she goes and speaks to a group of people who know who he is and that he's been transported off to France. So then she ends up stumbling across someone with an aeroplane who
built
flies
it by himself, like a
who
model
built
in his
it,
living
it built it by himself. Then you got a small detour in Greenland, which the best thing about that small detour in Greenland is every time she relays that story to everyone else, they all look at her like, that's ridiculous. And she's like, yeah, I know. It's kind of self-referential, where it is an absolutely ridiculous sort of side note of this whole plot that actually happened at all.
Yeah.
And it does make me laugh that when she sort of like tells someone that story, they just start laughing. It's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like, yeah, but it happened. So then she's sort of like, so here's my Airfix model aircraft that I built myself using sort of polystyrene, cement, and plastic, and we fly to France, which is kind of inland. You have to get over at least Portugal and probably Spain to get there, or at least Belgium or Germany, whichever direction you've come from. And they end up landing in or around Paris. And then she gets it's like, right, you wait with the plane. If I'm not back in 2 weeks, then leave without me. 5 minutes later, she finds a group of people that have captured someone who knows who Daryl is and where they've taken him. Yeah. And then she gets captured by them and taken to the leader. Why they don't just execute her on the spot, I do not know. But they take her to the leader, who says, all right, yeah, okay, you're looking for Daryl Dixon, so we'll take you to him because he's over in this castle here. Okay, so then we'll take him over to Daryl Dixon. And then they try to kill her, and then she doesn't get killed, and then she finds Daryl, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? It's like, I came to find you. Hey, sweet, cool, thanks very much.
And he hugged her like it was like his dog he hadn't seen in 10 years. It was so weird. That whole relationship, either let them fuck or don't, or make him one of them gay. Because he gives her this hug like a fucking. It's so weird. Anyway, go ahead.
But it's like in the space of what must be a week, it can't be any more than a week, if not 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I know.
She's gone from Utah to Greenland to France. She's gone to Paris, and then she's found him. It could have been anywhere, literally
6 episodes.
Anywhere.
We only got 6 episodes. We got to haul ass.
It's like, but there weren't even any sort of like diversions or red herrings. Every step of the way took her closer to Daryl. There was, it's like, I mean, they could have got like 2 seasons out of this if they'd really wanted to. I mean, they probably didn't think they were going to get 2 seasons out of it, to be quite fair. But it's like, hey, I'm looking for an American. Oh, you mean Daryl? Oh, yeah, have you seen him? Yeah, he's over there.
Daryl the American,
everyone knows Daryl. Hey, this lady's looking for Daryl. What, Daryl Dixon? Yeah, Daryl Dixon.
Understand why they're not giving them 10 episode seasons.
Oh, mate. It's just, but you've got to suspend so much disbelief watching it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not. It's like I've said to John before, and you'll have heard me. It's not shit enough to stop watching. I'm not going to stop watching it. It's not that shit that I can't bring myself to watch it anymore. So I'm going to keep watching it. But at the end of every episode, it's not like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they thinking? What the fuck? Who's written this?
The end of that episode when that priest said, all is forgiven.
Yeah.
I was like,
what?
These people just broke into your fortress and killed 3/4 of your people, and literally an hour later, it's like, all is forgiven. Now we're working together. I'm thinking, oh my God, just give them 10 episodes. This is just cringeworthy writing. It's terrible. It's terrible. Some of it's really terrible. It's like, it's almost like, when they used to do bad zombie movies in the 70s and 80s where it was just the writing was shit, but you were there for the gore and you were there for the horror of the zombies.
Yeah.
Well, they made sure in the first, I would say, 5 to 6 seasons of The Walking Dead that the writing was really good and the zombies just added to it. But now you're used to the zombies and it's not the thrill it used to be, and now the writing's kind of shitty. So I don't know. I don't know what the ratings are like, but they need to give these more room to breathe. I mean, they can't give them 6 episodes because they just try and cram so much into 6 episodes. So anyway, I watched it with you. I watch it because it's zombies, but the quality of it compared to the first 5 years and just, even the last 10 is just, it's just not as good.
It's like the teaser at the end of The Walking Dead when you first saw the fast-moving zombies. And they were talking French, and it's like, oh, they're going to be expanding the Walking Dead universe. This sounds interesting. It did sound interesting, but they haven't really done anything interesting with it.
No,
it's all like, oh yeah, here's a bottle of yellow liquid, probably piss for all I know, and just ejecting it into corpses, and then 10 seconds later, you've got a zombie that can sprint. It's like, but we've gone from 0 to 100 very, very quickly there because we've suddenly gone to zombies who can sprint, and there isn't even an awful lot of people going, "Fuck me, what's that? Why is that zombie sprinting?" Because we've just had like 13, 14 years of shambling zombies, and now no one's
no one's shocked about the fast walk.
No,
it's funny though.
It's a big deal.
Seeing Carol doing the Neo in that crowd of bullets as everyone's been shot around her and she's dodging machine gun fire from like 14 different guns. She's just don't hit me.
Yeah, just
stuff like that.
No.
Then she gets up and she runs away from a pile of corpses, and there's 20 gunmen around her, and no one says, you know what? That's about 20 feet away. And she grabs the fellow who's driving, about 220 pounds, and she threw him out of there like he was a bag of potato chips. And I was
he was sat in the car. She would have had to lift him. She would have had to lift him up out of the car.
I know. I was like, Jesus, Carol. Like, it was just... Anyway, they're executive producers, and that's what executive producers do. So
this is it. This is it. We're going to make a show. I'm going to be the hero. Make me look good.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do. Right, fine. There you go. Here's your zombie show. Now, can I please go and work somewhere else?
So
it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, to be fair. We can come in here once every few weeks, and we can have some chuckles about it because it's not what it promised us. It is not. It's not the show that we were promised.
No.
It's Jesus.
Where to next?
Yeah. So Paul, it's your turn. What did you watch?
Well, I feel like I've been sort of like weighing in. I mean, because I weighed in on the first one, I weighed in on the second one.
You've watched them, so that's perfectly fine.
I've been watching the shit out of stuff. I mean, where do you want to go next? Do you want to go Superman and Lois, or do you want to go Mr. McMahon?
Whatever, because
I watched both.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do a quickie because I've been jumping in on both your shows.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to jump in very quickly with Superman and Lois season 3. I'm a little bit behind just because I completely forgot.
Is it another case of this taking a while to get over to you guys? Because we've talked about series that sometimes take a year.
Yeah. You guys had already spoken about it, and it had been forgotten about. If it was something we were all watching at the same time, I'd have watched it by now. But because it had already gone off the boil, it was just there waiting. And I was just watching other stuff. Stuff that people do talk about on a weekly basis. Stuff that people do spoil on social media. So it just kind of got forgotten about.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it just randomly, I think it was on BBC iPlayer, just like, suggestions, what to watch next, Superman and Lois. And it's like, oh my God, totally forgot. We got season 3 to watch of that. I mean, I don't think season 4 is available yet, and it probably won't be for another year or two. But anyway, I digress. So I started watching Superman and Lois season 3, and I'm only about 3-4 episodes in, something like that. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, if the quality sort of like it carries over into season 4, it's a shame they've cancelled this. Why DC just can't bring themselves to have like more than one Superman going at the same time? I know James Gunn's. I know it's a bit sort of like he's kind of no, these are my toys. And that's kind of a shame because I can't remember his name, but he's a good Superman. He's
Tyler Hodgkin.
Yes, that's about right. Yeah, and I'm watching this thinking, I'd watch another season of this. I'd watch another couple of seasons of this.
Are you at the end of it? Have you gotten the end of season?
No. We only started it in the last week. I'm only about 4 episodes in. But even so, there was a couple of, I think, certainly in the first episode, there was a shot, and God, I can't remember exactly what the shot was. But it's like, they've spent money on this. They've spent good money on this show. This isn't season 8 of the Flash special effects. No. This is kind of low budget movie special effects. This is sort of like better than it deserves to be on TV. Not like AAA sort of high quality summer blockbuster movie special effects. No, nowhere near. But far better than you see on TV generally. Yeah. And I thought he looks like Superman. He sounds like Superman. Special effects are really good. I like the story. I like the characters. Why have they cancelled this show? Purely because they don't want 2 Supermen. It's ridiculous. It's sort of like, okay, you might not want your movie star on TV. You might want to separate the 2 of them. But fuck me. This is good. This is good. You should be pushing this. You should be like advertising it, pushing it, and making people want to watch this because it's a good show.
There's 2 episodes coming up I would have paid for in the theater. Yeah. You're in for a treat. The back end of that season. There's
really?
2 episodes I would have paid for in the theater. CGI. CGI.
I'll tell you where I'm up to. The last episode that I watched, right at the very end, they just raided a load of the DoD sites, and they had Bizarro on a stretcher. That's the last episode that I watched.
Okay.
So
it gets better right to the end. It gets better. Each episode gets better right to the end.
These first few episodes, it's like, this is good stuff. This is really good.
It is.
The John Henry Irons special effects could be better. They haven't really quite nailed Flying Man in a suit of armor. He is no Iron Man. But that aside, that's where they've cut the money. It's sort of like, no, we'll make Superman look good because it's a Superman show, but John Henry Irons can just sort of like be, poor CGI. He's kind of Flash season 5 CGI at the moment. But even so, even despite that, it's a really good show. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So don't spoil it for me.
No, I won't.
So that's it. So I'm just bringing it up to let you know that I've started watching it, and it's good. Okay. It is good. I'm gutted that they cancelled it. Fuck.
All right. So let's move on to because you always write the thing, but it always all of a sudden now you gotta throw a bunch of shit away because you've gone so long on other stuff. But anyways,
sorry.
No, it's not. That's the whole point of the show is discuss. We just have to move on. Did you guys watch any trailers the last little bit?
Yeah. Yep.
Just the Daredevil Born Again trailer.
Okay.
I don't think I watched any others.
Okay. So what I haven't, I sort of watched it, like I said to you, I watched it on a video of someone taking a video of it, but it did look pretty good. It looked like the old Daredevil, right?
It does. It looks really good. My favourite part of it, as you would imagine, Frank Castle's in it.
Yeah.
It's like, and up till that point, I didn't know. I didn't know for a fact because you've heard rumours for months and months and months. They're going to be in it. They're coming back. They're going to be in it, and you didn't know. But having seen the trailer and seen him in it, it's like, fuck yeah, Frank Castle's in it. To what degree, I do not know, but I don't give a shit. He's in it.
Yeah,
we've still got him. It's John Bernthal, I think, isn't it?
Yep. That's him. Yep,
that's him. We've still got John Bernthal in the MCU as the Punisher. Happy days, So the door is open. He's not been forgotten about. He's not been pushed out. We've not written him out of existence. We've not recast him or anything like that. We've still got John Bernthal as the Punisher in the MCU. That's a win. That's an absolute win in my book. I'm taking that.
Well, from the rumors, they scrapped everything from the first attempt, and then went back and rewrote it and put back all these characters that people wanted to see. Right?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, it's about time. Let's give them what they actually want.
Yeah.
Bomb after Disney plus Bomb made them rewrite. I mean, they had no choice. I mean, this. I think I put it out as a tweet. This is either going to be the resurrection of Disney Plus, because a lot of people are going to go watch this Daredevil, and it's up against gold status Daredevil. Like that Daredevil on Netflix, that is the gold standard of superhero royalty. Yeah. And if it's shit, you're going to see people swearing off Disney Plus like never before. So this is either going to be a sink or swim for them.
Yeah.
And
And to be fair, I think they understand that. I think that's why we've got Foggy, and that's why we've got Karen Page, and that's why we've got Frank Castle. I think they know that this is kind of a Hail Mary. It's kind of fuck. This we're really in danger of everybody hating us at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just give them what they want. Let's just give them exactly what they've been asking for. Let's make an R-rated Daredevil show. Let's put all the same characters in it. Let's have some really well choreographed fight scenes. Because I nearly went off on a tangent when you were talking about it before, Scott, but I'm just going to reference back to the hallway fight in the original Daredevil TV series. What year did that come out? That must be...
It feels like centuries ago now.
I want to say...
16, 17, 18, something like that?
Yeah, my guess would have been about 8 years ago. Off the top of my head, I would have guessed about 8 years ago. It is still the benchmark of superhero fight scenes. It's a TV show. I mean, at that level. I mean, so like Endgame aside, you're not. I don't mean sort of like the Endgame finale.
Yeah,
that's a kind of completely different level. I mean that hallway sequence, that fight scene.
Yes.
Just people fighting.
Street level
yes,
stuff.
Yes. That's it. That's what I mean. That's what I meant. That is still the benchmark that people go for. That's why you get them trying to copy it in Daryl Dixon in the year 2024, because that is still the quality that people see as, well, fuck me, that's, if we can get anywhere near that, then we've done our jobs. And let's just hope that they hit that same target in the new Daredevil show, because any less and people will be disappointed. It'll get an absolute roasting on social media if it falls anywhere below the original Daredevil TV series.
And it's on Disney Plus. I mean, it's amazing. That's a kids station. It's so weird to know they have no choice. If they go below that 18A level of entertainment that the Netflix series, they're going to get roasted. But if they do the blood, you're going to have Disney moms saying, "My child,
well, they break it up also. If you go to the Disney Channel here in Canada, they break it up into different sections, right? You got Disney Plus, you got Marvel, you got Stars, you got a National Geographic. That way they can put on shows like that in different areas, so that I'm sure you go in and they can block, the parents can block certain things from the kids. So it's just not like Disney Plus and it's all over the place. It kind of is in a way, but also it's breaking up into sections.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just they do that. Like we got, what do they call it, Star here? It's basically Hulu. That's what it is. So they just couldn't call it Hulu for some reason. So, and Scott, did you watch any trailers in the last little bit or anything?
I watched just watched last night the trailer for the second part of the season of Karate Kid.
Oh, okay.
And it looks good. It's like the international flavor. I think that movie that they're doing next summer with Jackie Chan in it. I think if this season that starts on November the 15th is successful, and it leads into a very successful movie, which if it has a built-in audience, I think a lot of hype will be made of that, and people will start saying, why don't we take some of our TV properties and turn them into movies? I mean, there's two movies out this weekend, Wicked and the hell's another name, but Wicked and something else, and I don't think they're going to do very well. And I think sooner or later Hollywood's going to stop recycling stuff and start saying, okay, wait a minute, this was a very successful TV series. They did it with Star Trek. This is a very successful TV series that has a built-in audience. Let's take it to the theaters. That was commonplace before, and somewhere in the last 15 years, it's just been people don't do it anymore. But I
then
think
they're going to change the cast, like they do.
I think this Karate Kid's going to be very successful next June. I think it's coming. The movie's coming out.
But will it lead them? Will it lead them to believe that maybe we can still use the TV stars instead of having it recast? I know, but that usually what happens with TVs. From TV to movie, they recast everything because we need
Warner
store
Brothers
power.
is infamous for it.
So,
but I think it was a nice looking trailer. It had a nice international flair to it. It looked like, actually, one thing I did notice about the trailer, there's blood in it. The series itself, you don't see a lot of it, but I noticed a couple of, that hit to the face and blood goes flying out of their mouth. So it's got more of an adult feel to it. I enjoyed it. It's very multicultural too, because there's 16 different teams in this tournament from all over the world. So there's an introduction of characters from all over the world, which is, I'm guessing, and I may be wrong on this, but I think they're going to start branching out into dojos in different countries. I think that's ultimately what's going to happen here, is you're going to see Karate Kid inspired series in different countries. I may be wrong on that, but it feels like that trailer, that's where they're going, because there's a few characters introduced in the trailer that I had not seen before. One was from Spain, and there was one from France. And I was thinking, that's interesting, because that makes me think that they are going to franchise it out. It's good, though.
Yeah, I probably won't watch the trailer, because I'm going to watch the TV show anyway. So don't need any spoilers. I'm definitely going to watch it, because I love that show. I think it's awesome. I think, if we're being honest, I think the first part of this latest season, of this last season, you're looking at everybody and you're thinking, yeah, you got old, you put on a little bit of weight, you haven't really been training this summer, you've not been doing the homework, so you can kind of see that, you can see who's taken the foot off the gas. So
daughter?
Yeah. So you can sort of like see that everyone's sort of like, they know that it's nearly end of school. It's nearly the end of school term, and everyone's sort of like, I'm getting paid, so I'll see this out. There's probably some people in that show that think, I'm never going to be on TV again. I'm never going to be in a movie. I'm being paid. I'm just going to have fun. Fuck it. I'm not taking this seriously anymore, because I know that there isn't going to be any more work for me afterwards. So, why should I bother? And it's kind of a shame, but I'm still enjoying the show. It's, the story to get us to this point. Yeah. It's done the heavy lifting already. It's already made this show important enough to sort of keep watching. And it's like, you want to see what happens. You want to see what happens to these characters. I mean, they've made Kreese, he's called Martin Cove, I think, isn't he?
Yes, he's fucking brilliant. 84 years old, and he is such a wonderful villain.
Yeah.
Kids pay attention. Kids pay attention. This is how he's 84, and I think he could kick anyone's ass in the room. And
I didn't know he was 84. I did not know he was 84. That's ridiculous. 84. That's amazing. Respect for the guy. I mean, Jesus Christ. He probably never thought he was going to become this popular again at 80-odd years old. But they've kind of made him out to be some sort of Batman 1966 villain. He's very, very sort of pantomime, very camp sort of supervillain type thing. I mean, I don't know about Cobra Kai. He's more like Cobra Commander at this point. But, it's all that aside, I do like the show. I really like the show. I do like, the dynamic between Daniel and, I've forgotten the name of the blonde-haired guy. Johnny. Yeah, it's the relationship between those two guys gets a little bit tiresome. It's almost like Ross and Rachel in Friends, will they or won't they? and I don't mean they're going to sleep with each other. I just mean, look, guys, come on, either settle your differences and just be friends.
Yeah.
Or just just don't have anything to do. But they're always sort of like, oh yeah, now we're friends. Oh, now we're not. Oh, you said something that could quite easily be taken the wrong way, but I'm just going to sort of like just, cut you right out of my life for that. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, let's act like grown-ups. For fuck's sake, just act like grown-ups.
Yeah,
just have grown-up conversations.
In the first half, we noticed that too. I have a mistake that I might as well correct it in real time. Martin Cove is actually only 78 years of age. He's barely out of puberty.
Yeah.
Oh, only 78. Oh,
he's only 78. He's only 78.
Well, there you go. That's nowhere near as impressive. So,
yeah.
That's still amazing.
Anyway, it looks good. I'm looking forward to it. It was a well done trailer, and they dropped hints of Jackie Chan's character. So the trailer gave them everything they needed to get people to the series and starting to get them excited about the movie next summer.
Well, when I heard that there was going to be a movie with Jackie, they're going to do Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, I thought by the end of the TV show, Jackie Chan will be in it because it's definitely going to feed into the movie. Otherwise, why do it? Otherwise, why have a movie now with Ralph Macchio in it? It's got to feed into the movie. And to be honest, the TV show has done its job. If there hadn't been a TV show, and in 2025 there was going to be a Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, I wouldn't even watch it if it was free on TV. Never mind go to the cinema to watch it. I would have absolutely no interest in it whatsoever. If they stick the landing with a Cobra Kai TV show, I'll go to the cinema to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a matinee price. I'm not going on a Friday or a Saturday night, but I'll probably go and see that in the cinema because you've earned it. You've earned that money. You've earned that tickets.
Well, it's the end of the
work
story
that you've done on the TV show. Yeah,
it's the end of the story. It's like there's certain episodes of Game of Thrones I would have watched in the theater. So I mean, I think it's brilliant marketing. A built-in audience. I mean, that's what a lot of movies today don't have is a built-in audience going in. So it's easy money. So but that's my trailer. That's my trailer.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up one that's totally Canadian. This is our Canadian culture slapping you upside the head. And it comes from Scott's side of the world.
40 minutes outside of fucking Halifax.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of the Trailer Park Boys.
Yes, I have. Yes.
You have? Okay, so that's our international, what do you say, Scott? Our ambassadors show what Canada's really like.
Jesus fucking Christ, Ricky.
So I didn't even hear about this, but I found a trailer online that they're coming out with another movie. And if it's in the theater long enough to go see, I'm going to go pay money to support the guys. But it's called Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties. So basically, here's a synopsis. While Bubbles and his band, the Shit Rockers, are playing shows around Nova Scotia, a viral internet clip lands them a European tour opening for Billy Bob Thornton, who's in the movie.
He loves it.
Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters, with Randy as their roadie. They head to Prague, but soon get kicked off the tour. Busking to survive, can Ricky and Julian come to the rescue? So, Scott and I were talking about this. Was it Wednesday? I don't know, but we talked about where Randy is still walking around without his fucking shirt, big fucking gut, and they're stuck in Prague. Randy goes, I'm gonna fucking suck ourselves enough money to get.
I can't do it justice. Have you ever watched any of the Trailer Park Boys?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I started watching the first season, but if I'm being honest, I dropped out of it and I didn't go back.
Oh, it's a series where you don't have to. You can pick up because it's basically the same stupid shit. You might need a little bit of background, but so yeah. There's I should have wrote down the names, but there is actually guest stars in it that you just never think. One of the guys from the Rolling Stones makes an appearance in the show.
The drummer.
No, it's not the drummer's dead.
Ron Wood?
Yes, Ron Wood.
Yeah, Ron Wood. Yeah.
But I'm not knowing the Rolling Stones except for Mick and the other guy that's the zombie. the zombie guy for the band.
It wouldn't surprise me if they had a lot of guest stars, because I know Snoop Dogg's a huge fan of the show. Jimmy Kimmel's a huge fan of the show. It was so unique. I remember when it first started. I remember I was working in the warehouses then. You have no idea how those characters, how real they were, and how anyone who was saying, yeah, that fucking guy, remember so-and-so? There were guys like that in Nova Scotia. That was just, there were characters like that they were actually based on. And it's gone through a lot. And after Mr. Leahy, spoiler alert, passed away, the great, I can't even remember his name.
Nah,
But
I can't. Sorry.
I thought they were done. I honestly thought they were done. And I'm glad they're not. They're not.
Yeah, so it's just the one that really shocked me was the Toyota Dog gonna fucking suck.
Do we get enough money to go home?
Yeah. And then there's little clips with, in the band and Billy Bob Thornton just saying they loved it. So it's not, I didn't even know it was coming. I had no idea anything like this coming. So it's a small Canadian movie, so the chances of us getting in any theater time is going to be fucking slim, because they don't have the money to, Disney with their big Mickey dick comes in and buys all the theaters for their stuff and everything like that. So I check it out. I'm looking forward to it if I can find it. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Where are we at here? 3, 4. How about we hit up some news? All right. So we got trailers. We talked about shows we were watching, and we'll do a little bit of news. And if we have any time left, or we'll bring up a couple other things, because we're gonna do 2 shows. I'm gonna spoil it. We're gonna make it sound like we're doing it, but we're gonna do 2 shows, folks. We're splitting it up. So we give you 2 Wednesdays of fuck.
Yeah, and that'll be my fault because I'm only available about once a month.
Yeah. So I had something else about a book I read, but I will leave that for the second one because we're gonna take a small break when we're done this part. Oh, what's that? Are you picking your nose, or are you telling me to wait? Scott, I can see your finger just kind of like...
I'm doing that.
Oh, okay. All right. So I've actually found some stuff, but we're going to start with the news hound on the group, and that's Scott. He finds shit that seems to be interesting. Paul and I just sit back and jump in with it.
Funnily enough.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I was just going to say that, funnily enough, I was watching something not that long ago, and I thought, this is interesting. This is the type of thing that we need to talk about on the podcast. Didn't write it down anywhere, and have now completely forgotten what it was that I was watching. So I am not the news hound of the group. I do apologise.
Yeah.
If I had remembered it, it would have been a wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
It would have been. Yeah. This podcast would have gone viral if I could have remembered what it was that we were going to talk about. But as it stands, we'll stay C-list.
Well, I put pen to paper, and this story I don't think has gotten yet the coverage it's going to. Disney is reportedly ready to announce a major AI initiative, the primary focus being on post-production and visual effects. When they were doing negotiations with all the actors and all the folks that went on strike last year, they must have been saying, we're going to promise you the world because we know we're not going to have to deliver it. And and more people have been saying that. I read an article the other day that production in Hollywood is at historic lows. And that was interesting to hear.
I kind of remember seeing something along that lines too. I didn't highlight it, but Paul.
They've cut a lot of productions, and with this,
I think it had to do with people not being able to find work.
Yes, exactly. Like it's pretty sparse out there, and when they did that, and that's what part of this I think is. I think Disney particularly is going to push anything they can do AI on, and that video of the Game of Thrones in the trailer park.
I watched that. I was going through my phone and I said that was like. I mean, it's creepy, but you're right. You're getting better all the time.
They're about 10 years away.
Yeah.
They're about 10 years away
you see
from
that,
being
Paul?
able to make it.
Go back and see. it was another
It's on my
AI.
timeline.
It's on Scott's timeline, and they take Game of Thrones and they put it in a trailer park, and they use AI.
Yes, I did see that.
That is like, fuck.
Yeah, it's really weird because you're looking at it and you're thinking, that looks a lot like Jon Snow.
Yeah.
They just kind of like they've mushed them together, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're just sort of like they've created
the other one
someone
that
who looks like they're in a trailer park and just key features so like the eyes and
the only one that freaked me out was the lead actress that played I can't remember. She was part of the Bad Family. She was fucking her brother.
Lena Headey.
Yeah, and when he took her and put on there, that I said, nah, that don't look right.
But think about where they were 5 years ago. Where are they going to be 10 years from now?
If you want to see something good, there's a guy that does YouTube videos, and he always takes Arnold's face, and he puts it on different characters, and it's Arnold's voice singing.
Kyle McDunning. I think his name is Kyle Dunnigan.
Dunnigan.
He does Bill Maher too. Is that the same guy?
I don't know, but I just get a kick of how far he goes along with how better he's getting all the time with Arnold's face.
Hopkinson. There's a guy who does the Rings of Power reviews, and he uses Gandalf and he uses Elrond from Lord of the Rings. He does all those characters, and it's eerie because it looks just like these characters, except they're dressed up as babies and stuff like that. But it's the closest thing I came to the Rings of Power season 2 was watching his reviews and laughing my ass off.
So, it's getting.
But if Disney's in the game, it's going to be a real game changer. I mean, when you can do away with your visual effects department, that's thousands of jobs, like thousands. And once they start, it's like with any industry, when the big dogs start doing it, everyone else says, "Oh, well, they're doing it. We have to compete, or we fall behind." So I think you're going to see special effects in the next visual effects in the next 10 years be radically overhauled, and you're going to see thousands of people in jobs disappear from the industry if they do it right. And it looks like they're on the right track to be doing it right.
Well, you can see them going down that route because so many companies have lost so much money in the last 12 months. So many movies are bombing and just losing like hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm working on a story right now. I'm analyzing the top 50 movies of the last 3 years and how much money they've actually lost. And it's coming up later on down the road, but you're right. It's really been taking a hit.
Okay, so the guy I'm talking about is Brian Monarch. He does a whole bunch of stuff. He takes Arnold and Sly and put them in different stuff. And then, but it's really awesome. Yeah, it's like, I mean, the one I pulled up is Jay and Silent Bob, and Arnold's Jay and Sly's Bob. So, but yeah, it's
going to cost thousands of jobs, and I think when they are able to get a foothold in certain areas within the movie industry, they'll just move on to new areas and just until finally, I guarantee you within the next 20 years, we're going to have a completely digitally produced movie. Everything, actors, everything. It's coming. I mean, you're seeing proper cuts of it every week.
I don't think it'll be 20. I think you'll see it in 10.
I was being generous because I'm like 20 for sure, probably 10. Probably 10.
100% 20. Yeah, 100% 20 years. I think it'll be within 10. You'll get a fully AI, just written, produced, everything just done by AI. It'll just be like a handful of college students just produce a feature-length movie, which will go viral, and then everyone will start doing it.
That's what people are saying, that when it gets cheaper and cheaper, it's going to be like making pornography, where you can do it for 10 grand and probably, quadruple your money just because somebody will watch it. But yeah, it's not a good thing, and the fact that Disney is at the head of it only reinforces what evil fucks I think they are. Because they're the first ones in the gate to like burn down an industry that's given them so much, and it's just it's progress.
It's all about pleasing the shareholders. Let's,
exactly.
it's really nothing. It's really nothing else other than that.
Yeah.
We need to figure a way we can spend less money, make more money, please our shareholders. Yeah. We got to make that big pile of Scrooge McDuck money even higher, right?
Well, I think creativity is going to go away, and I think originality is going to go away. I think you're going to see variance. When I watched that Game of Thrones, the trailer park thing, I was laughing, but I was also cringing because I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. You're going to see people have the ability to just take stories and put them in different scenery, and people will pay to see it. I guarantee you, if you put out Game of Thrones trailer park series tomorrow, it would get 2 million watchers easily.
Yeah, that's the problem with AI, though. You will lose creativity and you will lose innovation because AI doesn't think for itself. It analyzes everything else that's already available and draws upon existing properties, existing stories, existing images to create things. So you're never going to see anything truly original. It's always going to be a reinterpretation of something that's already happened. And you do see that quite a lot anyway, but yeah,
it's an arms race. China has said that AI is the future, and they are all in on getting that off the ground, and it's generally agreed that AI is the next arms race.
That's what Bill Maher and Mark Cuban was talking about AI.
Yes.
He says if we can stay, if we can stay ahead on AI, we'll control things. But as soon as we start to get behind, we're done.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. But
because Disney's that's pretty smart because they talk about trying to break up all these companies and do stuff, and and he says you can't do it. If you do it, we're gonna lose, and then we'll never get caught up again. Yeah. So, but I'll bring up one there for a sec. Okay, I got one. Go ahead. We talked about this. So, Paul, you saw Alien Romulus?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Alien is supposed to be, it's actually the 45th anniversary of the franchise itself coming up. So, and in a unique way, this is a collector's item because I don't know how many people still have the machine, but Alien Romulus is getting a VHS release from 20th Century Fox.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll come out eventually, on all the other formats, but this is kind of like a tribute back to the old Alien. We're watching it on VHS pop in the machine, right?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it on VHS.
Yep. So, I just thought that was just for a marketing standpoint. I don't know how many it's going to sell, but I just thought it was really interesting to take that format, use it again, for people to put something on their shelf for people that still have them all in VHS.
Gen
Z.
It'll just be fans who buy it. You see it with video games all the time. People will buy things, collector's items. I mean, even comic books as well. If it's something that appeals to the inner nerd, and it's like, I want to have that. Yeah, but you don't have a VHS player. It's like, well, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to watch it. I just want it. It'll just go on a shelf. It'll go right in the middle of someone's shelf or display cabinet, and it'll be like, look at this VHS of Alien Romulus, and it's just a badge of honor. So no one's got a VHS. Well, some people are still on VHS inevitably, but it's just a badge of honor. That's all. People will just buy it because they can, because it's sort of like, oh shit, VHS with an Alien movie on it. Yeah, I want that. So I think they'll sell quite a lot. I think there'll be more fans of Alien or of the genre than there are people who own VHS. There'll be more copies of Alien Romulus sold on VHS than there are VHS players in the world.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Because that's what people do.
There's a story kicking around. I read it last week, and I can't remember where I actually read it. It was basically saying that this generation, Gen Z, is actually starting to push away from digital platforms because, on social media, the bullying and stuff like that it's, we're 6 to 8 years into it now, and they have kind of a negative view of that digital world. And they're starting to get into dad and mom's physical analog stuff. And when you mentioned that, I was like, that's probably related to what they were talking about in this story, where they're starting to actually want the experience of physical media, whether it be albums. Album sales have been going up year over year, that they're wanting that experience because digital possessions have such a negative connotation to them now. To that, in the last 6 to 8 years, the way they've grown up with it, it's, I mean, I know for myself, digital and analog, there's a difference. I feel different when I consume the products via the, whether listening to an album or reading a book and watching something digitally. And when I read that story, and when you said it was on VHS, that's interesting, because I can't think of any other reason why they'd be doing it other than trying to tap into that market.
I had to do something, but yeah, I mean, you bring it, like, I'm back to reading again, because holding the book in my hand, not buying it on digital, and have a physical book to do it. So records, I don't. If I go buy records, I go buy the old stuff. That's because you'd have to put it, in perspective. When I'm 18 years old, was it $10 for a record? Yeah. That's just $10. But I had no bills or nothing, so disposable income, $10. Now that $10 is $30, $40 for a record. So when you're an old fart like me, it's like, I'm not paying $45 for a fucking record. So
yeah, that's 4 months worth for Spotify.
So it just scared my pussy away.
Uh-oh.
I laugh loud and the cat fucking freaks out and runs. So anyways, yeah, digital media. What you got, Scott? You got a bunch. You always have a bunch of stuff. So just go ahead and jump in. I'll jump in when I want to do shit.
Well, this is something I kind of mentioned already, but Gladiator 2 is opening this weekend, and it's tracking 60 to 80 million for the weekend. And Wicked, I mentioned, is tracking to 120 million.
Venom's out too.
What's that?
Venom's out this weekend too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, but I honestly think those are bullish numbers. I don't think Gladiator 2, I think, may do okay. Wicked, I think, they have Ariana Grande in that movie, and there's a very good chance that she's going to get the Lady Gaga treatment, where we're her fans, but we don't want to see her on that platform, and they didn't show up for the Joker. And Wicked is basically a reimagining of
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And there's a very good chance that her folks aren't going to show up to it. 120 million for that movie. With all the controversy and shit. It's funny. I've never heard anything about the movie. All I've heard about is the lady who was complaining because her eyes were covered, and that was an homage to the actual fucking what it was based on.
Oh. Well,
my
thing was people or an actress complaining about the memes going out when she looks like she's whispering in her ear.
Yes.
And someone wrote out, says, "Is your pussy hair green too?"
Yeah, just stuff like that. That's all it's being talked about. It's not actually the story that's being touched on. It's just, and studios do that, and it's Disney, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I mean,
they're infamous.
You can take a swing at the ball, and there's a good chance it's going to be Disney. So you can say Disney. Well, somebody who won't fact check us, so we're good.
Well, I don't see it doing 120 million, and if it, I think it may be another bomb for Disney. I mean, I think they got very bullish over Deadpool and Wolverine, but it was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
For Gladiator 2, I love who's in that? Denzel Washington.
Oh.
I love Denzel Washington, but I just have no desire to see that. It's like Gladiator was such a perfect movie, and it just feels, it's Ridley Scott. I know it's his property. He can do what he wants with it. It just feels like such a fucking money grab. It feels like the midlife crisis, where he's got himself a brand new baby, and he's just fucking hitting us for a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And I just don't have any desire to see it in the theater.
No.
So
No, to be fair, even though Ridley Scott is doing it, it's not really a guarantee of quality because I mean, he did like Alien Prometheus, didn't he? And you got James Cameron coming back to do the last Terminator movie, and in advance of them being released, it's sort of like, oh yeah, James Cameron's coming back to put like to make everything right. He's going to sort of like set the series back on track, and Ridley Scott's coming back to Alien, and he's going to do this and that, and neither of them did. Neither of them set the world on fire. Neither of them broke new ground or sort of like created anything that everyone's still talking about to this day.
No.
So I don't think this is going to be. I don't think it's even going to be as good as the original one. Never mind better. I'd be extremely surprised if it's better than the original Gladiator. Because, like you said, that's a stone cold classic.
No,
absolute.
I know. I love that movie.
Nothing wrong with that movie.
Yeah, there are movies. Back to the Future, Gladiator. Yeah. I had a list of movies that never should have sequels, and when they announced a Gladiator, I was like, "You sons of bitches!" Because all that's left now is Back to the Future.
What got me is the very first scene in Gladiator with all those arrows, flaming arrows.
On my mark, unleash.
It's like, if this is special effects, this is fucking awesome. Because it really brought you in to go, oh my god, where the fuck do you go? You know, you got to make sure you got a good fucking shield standing in front of you because they're just raining down on you. I just so impressed with that first scene there.
It was scary shit. It really sort of like brought it up. You really felt like you were in that battle. You really, you thought, Jesus Christ, this is scary.
Yeah,
this is, you know, I'm so glad that I don't live in those days.
Well, that's like that movie and the opening to Saving Private Ryan are the movies
that's
where
exactly what I was going to bring up.
I was just those few scenes, I felt there, you know, as close as you can be. I felt there, and that's hard to capture in certain in film. So,
Gladiator soundtrack was amazing too. And when I heard the soundtrack to the new Gladiator movie, I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Classical music is, you know, and I've brought this up a few times now when I'll see a movie and I'm thinking they're doing it to please masses that aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes orchestra music is required in a scene because there's no voice. And that's when I noticed it in Twisters. Sometimes you just need the music and not a voice in the scene. And when I heard the soundtrack for that Gladiator 2, it was hip hop or rap or something, and I'm thinking, okay, all right.
Well, I remember the time when you picked up an album and it said soundtrack from the movie.
Yes,
that's what you're getting. You're getting the orchestra. Now they had to change it. You get orchestra, of the movie or the soundtrack, which are two fucking different things now. They're two different albums. And I mean, we'll go back to the original. I mean, imagine Star Wars with Darth Vader coming out to some fucking hip hop something instead of the music he has. It just fucking would ruin it. So
anyway, I don't think they're going to do as well as they. I think the market's very bullish on them, but I don't think it's going to have the strong weekend it does.
Yeah. If all three of those movies are coming out the same weekend,
Venom,
none of them are going to be making as much money because you're going to be splitting the audience three ways because no one's going to go and see all three.
No.
If you release any one of those movies on a separate weekend, you might get somewhere close,
no sense.
but not all three on the same
weekend. But the thing is, now I'm going to talk about Venom because I want to go see that in the theater. I spent my money on the other two and will not see the last one, and I do enjoy the movies. You know, first one I really enjoyed. Second one, you know, it had its faults, bad editing and storytelling. So I want to see this one. Over here it's gotten reviews, but apparently over in Europe and that it's already made 135 million. So I have to go double. That's just stuff I quickly read last night. But and then it's the one side said, he says, well, you can see it's got critics hate it. That means it's a good movie. I'm going. So
I think it's just a case of we're a little bit more polite in the UK. And sort of like, even though it's a bit shit, it's rude not to go because you don't want to hurt Tom Hardy's feelings. So it's like, it's shit, but I don't want Tom Hardy to think it's shit, so we'll go and watch it anyway. And that's kind of why they make more money over here.
I like
We're
that.
just
You know what, guys, I am mistaken.
Yeah.
I am mistaken. I'm not sure whether the sites that I read it from, it's actually not coming. Wicked and Gladiator are not coming out this weekend. They're coming out actually 2 weekends from now. So that was my mistake.
oh,
Then I'm
both on the same
correcting
weekend
real time.
though.
Same weekend, yeah, same
Oh,
weekend.
I mean, the point still stands, though. To be fair, the date might not have been accurate, but the point still stands. If you're going to be releasing 2 movies like that at the same weekend, they're not hitting those projections.
No,
because one of them's a boys' movie and one of them's a girls' movie. I mean, I'm terribly sorry to sound sexist or whatever that sounds like, but I think generally speaking, Gladiator 2 and Wicked are 2 completely different audiences.
Yeah.
And I think there's quite a generic split between them. One's more of a boys' movie, one's probably more of a girls' movie. And if you're going to go with your partner, you're probably going to go and see the girls' movie.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner's
Because you want to
if
get
there's a
some.
choice, yeah, if there's a choice, and your partner's like, "Oh, go and see Gladiator 2 if you want,"
Yeah.
and you know that they really want to go and see Wicked, you're going to say, "Well, I'll go and see Gladiator 2 with my friends next week instead," and then you never go because you don't have the time. So I think Gladiator's going to suck. That's my prediction.
Gladiator 2 has working against it. Who's in the movie? Ridley Scott is directing it. Denzel Washington is starring into it. They're both in their 60s. No 30-year-old, and it's a movie from 30 years ago. It's a sequel to a movie from 33 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody under the age of 40 is going to be hyped for it. They're just not.
No. No, you're not going to get many teenagers or 20-year-olds going to go and see that or whenever it comes out.
And the older folks like us are like, no, I don't want this. They never wanted it. I remember when it was announced, the amount of people were like, oh, this is bullshit. I don't want this. So that's going to hurt the film right out of the gate.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And that's kind of the problem with cinema these days in general. It's like the people who do go out at weekends are only they're sort of like they're no older than sort of mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've got to cater to that audience if you want to sell a movie. And people like us, it's sort of like, you know what? I'm just going to stay at home.
Yeah.
I'll just watch something on a subscription.
Especially if they're
like,
remakes or sequels. It's like, I've seen the first one. That's my movie. I don't need to see this remake.
Yeah.
Right?
It was better. I learned that from Twisters and the other one. I got to take a piss, guys. I'll be back in a minute.
It's not break time. How dare you? We're supposed to have it on our break. We have a timer.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
It's amateur. That's what it is.
Oh, what a pussy.
Amateur hour. Yeah.
We had Scott. We only got 8 minutes to go.
I can hold it for 8 minutes.
Well, you know what? Then I was going to bring this up anyhow because it sounds something you and I are interested. We might have. Have you ever played the game God of War games? Have you played any of those?
No, I haven't actually. No.
No, really? Oh.
No. I know. It should be the sort of thing that I'd play. I know all about them.
Yeah.
I know all about the series. I know all about them. I know that they're supposed to be extremely good. I've actually got God of War installed on my PlayStation. I just haven't started it. Oh. I've had it installed on my hard drive for a long time. I just haven't started it.
So
it's just never in the mood.
You couldn't hold it for 8 minutes. That's when we take our cut off for the show.
I've been holding it for the last half hour. I was like, if I don't go now, I'm going to piss my pants here on this nice carpet.
So I was talking about Gods of War. I was asking if Paul if he played the game because it's this game. It's a series of 3 or 4 games, different games that came out. And it was Amazon Amazon MGM Studios were going to develop a series of God of War.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
But they've decided to scrap everything. Apparently the adaptation that they were working on just seemed not to be flying, not to be working, because they would be starting from scratch. So the guy, the original developer showrunner, Rafe Judkins, he said I'm gone, I'm done. Right. So who they're bringing in, which makes me even. Like, I didn't really care about it. If it comes on TV, I'll watch it. But now the guy that's coming in gives me a little bit, okay, I'm going to check it out some more, is Ronald D. Moore, who's the showrunner for Galactica, and I think For All Mankind I don't know if it's still on or not, if they ended it, but
no, it's still going on.
So he's coming in to do God of War. So
interesting.
Yeah, that I said, okay, I'm a little interesting. Now, Battlestar Galactica, I love For All Mankind. I got to a point where I was hate watching it because it just seemed so. Okay, you're purposely doing it this way to cause what you need from the audience. Yeah. I understand, but I've kind of lost interest in this. So, but I thought, hey, that's something. I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens from there.
Well, yeah, I mean, this God of War, I think, has the potential to be a good TV series because it can be an action-led TV series. Because basically, I think the story originates about him wanting to kill the gods.
Yeah, for his family, right?
Yeah, I think his wife and his family get killed. And it goes, I think it's something like PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3 it starts on. There's like 3 games, and then there was a couple of PSP games, then they rebooted it on the PlayStation 4, I think. So, yeah, I think it's got the potential to be a good show, and I'd be surprised if they cancel it outright because you have some real success stories with Fallout and The Last of Us, which are based on video games as well. So I don't think they'll be willing to just drop that like they have done with Blade, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good news if it's going to be that guy whose name I've already forgotten, because Battlestar Galactica is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
In the last Amazon day, I nearly bought the entire collection of Battlestar Galactica on Blu-ray, but I thought, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. Just like all those episodes and all those special features.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have time to watch that, but I fucking love Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
And I do watch For All Mankind as well. It started really, really good, and I'm invested in it now.
Ah, okay.
I'm invested. I'm interested enough in sort of like the backstory and the characters to watch it go forwards. It's not as good as it was. It was better when they were retelling history, whereas now they're sort of like projecting too far into where.
See, that's where I kind of I've got to the point where it says, yeah, I understand what you're doing, and everything. And then the other thing it says, this just proves that we'll never be Star Trek because we're too fucking knuckle dragging animals to ever get to that achievement. So it's just I'm gonna go back and watch old Star Trek, make me feel happy.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So,
but no, I hope they do make it. I mean, obviously, I hope it's good as well. But even having not actually played the game, I know enough about the series to want to see it on TV. I would like to see this on TV. Yeah,
okay.
They're with God of War. When I heard about a game, I don't game, but I kind of can. You can relate it to Daredevil. Like when we were talking about Daredevil, you've got Daredevil that was so good. Halo left a big mark, and it wasn't a good mark.
Yeah.
And anyone's going to be compared to that series, so they must be thinking we can't fuck this one up because Halo was a slam dunk to someone who doesn't even game, and they fucked it up. They fucked it up. They got 2 seasons out of it.
Yeah.
So
it's a science fiction action game. It's an absolute no-brainer, and they made a TV show that barely had any action in it.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Yeah, I completely forgot about that. It did leave a stain. It's a brown stain on the inside of your underpants.
Yeah.
When you,
that was how good it was. You completely forgot about it.
Yeah. Completely forgotten about it.
Sue and I watched the first episode, and she's like, "This is terrible." And that was just a normie. That wasn't even a gamer. She's like, "This is." She said, "I remember she said this is stupid and terrible." And I was thinking, "Ouch."
Yeah. And for people who actually know a lot about the game series and about the lore of the series, watching the first episode, it's like, what the fuck is this? And then for someone to just watch it cold, just as a science fiction show, and think this is shit. And they've not really hit any audience there at all, have they? The second season was better, to be fair, but the damage was already done. It was already branded with the shit TV show brand. Sorry.
So, anyways,
That's
anybody
the legacy.
who in England watching this, I'm a Wrexham fan, and I can't watch the game today. And also, yeah, we're at the end of the show here, so I'll follow up with this before we leave. iFollow is a service in the UK where I have to use to watch the games. And for some reason, they keep declining my credit cards, saying it's on my bank end. My bank says no, it's their end. And they keep doing it. I sent something, they were very quick. Last one I sent was asking to confirm the address and everything on their end, make see if there's any difference.
Yeah.
Haven't heard bad from the fuckers. So I'm very disappointed. And it's something I can't use other means to grab. But they're up. Wrexham's up 2-1 against Charlton, is it?
Are they playing Harrogate today?
Charlton Athletics.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
that must be in a few weeks, the Harrogate.
How far is it from Manchester to Liverpool? How long did it take you to get me there and pick me up?
Oh, not even an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about let's say an hour's drive.
Because I was looking, Wrexham is really close to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's probably a couple of hours drive because Manchester's Liverpool is kind of
That way,
straight
but
across the country, and Wrexham is actually Wales. So
it's kind of down this way.
Yeah, it's a little bit further to get to get.
Because I was just planning
off the top of my head.
Planning my if I able to go planning my trip so I can go see a game. So, well, there's the alarm. Time for the end of the show, folks.
Oh, man. I'm actually just looking on an app I've got here. Sports. Who's this? Yeah, because we were watching an England match last night, and they said something about Wrexham, and I thought, oh, John follows Wrexham.
Yeah.
So I was actually just wondering if I could just put the game on right now using the streaming app for ITV it was on.
Was it?
Yeah, it was ITV that were advertising. Oh, they were advertising one of the Wrexham matches, and I think it might be Harrogate. We'll look into that when we're not recording.
Okay.
That might be something I might be able to help you out with.
Yeah, it's like I was pissed. So I went back and even Google Pay. So I went to Google Pay, changed some stuff in there. So I'm going to see if I can buy it again because
but it's ITV that show it in the UK, and they've got a streaming app called ITVX.
Yeah.
Now you may or may not be able to get that from Canada, and it's probably not. But it's worth a look. ITVX.
Okay, so because everything I look online says use a VPN. So, but anyways, all right, folks, that's the end of this show. We're gonna take a small break. Some of us are gonna go pee now and get something to drink, and then.
Because I've got the bladder of a 45.
Yeah. So I am going to go. I'm going to go pee, and then make another cup, and then a cupper, and then I will. We'll be back fresh for a short time, but it'll be a week, and that's a heads up warning. Okay, folks, we're giving you plenty of time to be a heads up warning on that. So from us right now, if you're going to turn in next week. Great. If you're not, from us now, thanks for listening. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for checking out the other shows I have on our network. I'm going to call it a single network. I got to figure some way to do that. But I had to actually increase it another few bucks because I was running out of space. But anyways, that's my choice. So from us, from Scott and Paul and whoever, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Right? Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Scott waves. I'm glad you. I really hope the people on the can see that.
On the YouTube edition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. Come again.
Why, you little?